What's up, guys? It's your boy GP with DeOrganized Media, bringing you another awesome episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars together, have a dope conversation, discuss alpha, world news, markets, you name it, we're discussing it, and have a good conversation kicking out high frequency vibes. I got some legends in the house today, and we might just do maybe do a token burn live or something. You never know what's gonna happen on Too Organized Nightly. But yeah, I've got some bookmarks that I got for you guys. Let's get straight into it. Let me pull up my screen and let's get into the news. Hope you guys are having a very, very blessed week. So yeah, let me just come back here, double check. Yes, I am the small one, and my screen is the big one. Okay, good stuff. So coming from me at GPSC_STX, mark your calendar. This is my very first auction as an artist. The Dogtail Storyboard auction will start Monday, April 21st at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be hosting a space coinciding with the launch. Reserve price for each piece is 25 STX. Number of pieces, 5. Date, you already heard it, April 21st, 2025. 60% of the proceeds will go to Paul Stamets's charity, the Fungi Foundation. We are working hard to trying to onboard charities to Bitcoin. If charities knew the power of the Stacks blockchain, they can utilize yield mechanisms in place that can help them fund more initiatives. These are incentives for winning one of the. There are incentives for winning one of these awesome storyboards that include bonus storyboards, tokens, and rare NFTs. Gotta do a shameless plug. This is some of the artwork from the storyboards. You go check it out, guys. You can follow me at GPSC_STX, and 60% of the proceeds are going to an awesome cause. If you don't know about Paul Stamets, he is a mycologist, meaning that he works with mushrooms trying to find alternative sources of medicine and breakthroughs that may just help with our loved ones' deteriorating health conditions. And I'm going to have a space in conjunction with this this launch live. So yeah, tune on in. Go check it out, guys. Coming out of the Hermetica camp, very, very based Hermetica camp. You can follow them at Hermetica Phi. That is HERMETICAFI. Hermetica Phi. Get right in there. So USDH now powers Zest liquidations. We're bringing CFI liquidity to Stacks DeFi, making SBTC-backed loans more scalable. Over 1 million USDH is now available to borrow on Zest protocol. This is a very, very based collaboration and conjunction of two different protocols. So very, very awesome to see USDH from Hermetica powering liquidations on Zest. And they hosted a space earlier where they had the Zest crew on. You can go check that out and listen back to it on their X handle. Go follow them and go listen to it. It's pretty cool. From Zest Protocol, 15% of all SBTC is already on Zest, earning 3.67 APY, and 10% SBTC RO cap has kicked off real and sustainable yield, and they have a little image here. Zest yield is 0.4 right here, 0.04. Protocol yield is 2.7%. Boosted APR is 0.93%, and 1 point per day per dollar. So that is pretty huge. Go use Zest to lend your assets and earn awesome APY while earning points toward their TGE. So very, very cool stuff. From the Stacking DAO, the Stacking DAO cycle update is here. Over 72 million STX have been deposited on Stacking DAO, marking a new protocol TVL all-time high. This is another all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. It just seems like every week Stacking DAO has another all-time high. You can follow Stacking DAO at Stacking DAO, and they have a little thread here. Let's get into it for the last 2 weeks. What's been going on? Stacking DAO reached new all-time high in TVL with 72 million STX stacked on the platform. A major driver was the native stacking pool, which grew 200% in the last cycle, fueled by being the only 0% fee native pool on Stacks. Yeah, earn all of your APY, 0% fees for stacking with Stacking DAO. Get straight into it. Despite Stacking DAO's rapid growth, there is still plenty of room to expand. STX stacking is approaching 600 million, an all-time high, signaling still significant untapped potential for the protocol. So yeah, so stacking all-time high is also uh, yeah prevalent. Yeah, it happened again. So out of all of the stacks, we have just hit 600 million. So are approaching 600 million. Um, Really crazy to see how fast this ecosystem is growing and how much is being built within it. Stacking DAO, back to Stacking DAO. What to Want to earn SBTC yield with while borrowing other assets? Check out this quick video guide on how to use STSDXBTC on Zest. This unlocks new strategies like depositing STSDX BTC to borrow any asset, then using your SBTC stacking rewards to gradually repay the loan. There's a link you can click here, and boom, you get a link to the rest of the thread in the video. So, Stacking DAO is revamping its Discord to be more welcoming and engaging for both the Stacks community and newcomers. Throughout April, a series of fun new activities are rolling out. Check out the full list here. And I am the Stacking DAO community growth lead over there in the Discord, and I put the schedule together so you can kind of go check it out. So, the Stacking DAO Discord is kicking off new community events, meme lessons on X, plus competitions, Pokemon Pocket games, and pack openings. We did a pack opening today using Boxed GG, so digital pack opening, and then I opened a couple like IRL packs. So it was a lot of fun. I think the community liked it. And we're playing some card games. It looks like we have some poker under the way on the way next week on Thursday. We're gonna play some poker. Okay, yeah, if you like poker and you like card games, get into the Stacking DAO Discord. We're having some fun. Want to catch up in the latest Stacks ecosystem? Don't miss the latest edition of What's Happening on Stacks thread. You can check that out. Go follow Stacking DAO at Stacking DAO and get in the know. Jump into the Discord and have some fun with us. Along with the Zest Protocol Discord, I'm also community growth lead for the Discord over there as well. We have a bunch of base founders sponsoring giveaways right now for the Zest meme coin sprint. So get on in there and have some fun with us, guys. Um, Plenty of prizes to be earned. Uh, and this was also going along with, the Hermetica X Zest protocol stuff. An additional 1 million USDH is now available on Zest, making borrowing even cheaper. Yeah, I think to borrow USDH is like 1% right now. It's crazy low. So I went ahead and borrowed some and went to the Velar perk dex, and I took out a long position on Bitcoin, where I am then earning 5% yield for taking a long position. It's crazy, unheard of. Being paid to take a long position, just very, very wild. Base stuff coming out of the Zest protocol camp and the Hermetica camp, Stacking DAO camp, all across the board. I mean, this ecosystem is like no other. The opportunity here is endless. From the main Stacks handle at Stacks, there's one reason why STX Bitcoin Fi ecosystem is at an all-time high in TVL, earning Bitcoin yield on your Bitcoin. It's got a little infographic here with Velar, Bitflow, and Alex. Featured. I think Zest should have been featured here too. But yeah, very, very cool stuff, man. I love seeing this type of stuff. Big shout out to the Bitflow guys. They are a sponsor here at DeOrganized. So big shout out to the surfers. Much love, guys. Getting straight into the Cointelegraph news. A 2015 ICO well holding 76,000 ETH has awakened after 3 years, moving 6,000 ETH. That is $9.55 million, and reportedly selling 3,000 ETH, 4.78 million at a 31 cents cost basis. That is a wild come up. But yeah, that well is bearish on what they're doing. So maybe looking to get into cheaper, better, more secure options like Stacks. Update. Spot Bitcoin ETF saw 170 million net outflow on April 16th, led by Fidelity and ARK. Don't pay attention to this. This is just noise, right? They're doing that to scare you out so they can buy your bags cheaper. Do not get shaken out, guys. Do not sell to big institutional grade companies. Latest, Circle Research has launched Refund Protocol, enabling on-chain USDC refunds and dispute resolution with non-custodial arbitration and escrow. That's kind of interesting. Rollbacks on transactions. I don't know what this means. My good friends are going to have to help me figure out what exactly Circle Research has launched a refund protocol. I don't get it. So bullish. BlackRock has bought 30.73 million worth of Bitcoin today. This is who you are selling your Bitcoin to, guys. They are just gobbling it up. New NVIDIA CEO Jason Hong visited Beijing for talks with Chinese officials, calling China a key market amid new U.S. restrictions on AI chip exports. Taiwan has struck a deal with the U.S. and we are going to start producing chips here in the U.S. So yeah, maybe that's why they're meeting up to talk. Um, New Binance users have completed voting on potential token delistings requiring at least 0.1 BNB in their balance to participating. Leading the vote are FTT, which is the token from Sam Bankman-Fried's exchange. I forget what it's called, but yeah, like the FTT is that token. ZEC, which is Zcash, Jasmy, GPS, and PDA. Through Binance, though Binance noted the results will be the sole factor in the final delisting. So yeah, get rid of these tokens, I guess. Whatever floats your boat, Binance. Justin, public Bitcoin miners sold over 40% of their March production as profit margins tighten and post-halving pressures mount. Is this miner capitulation? I don't know. I've heard this word before. Miners selling, all of that stuff, and then like after miners capitulate, then markets start to correct. Or I wish Landy was here. I miss Landy. Landy could get right into these metrics. Maybe somebody else in the back can help me figure out what this means. But 40%, uh, miners sold over 40% of their March production as profit margins tighten. Wow. Um, Cointelegraph again, big. A U.S. judge has ruled that Google illegally monopolized key online and tech markets, opening the door for potential backups in its advertising business. Pretty big. Latest, Pump That Fund co-founder Alan Cohen confirms the team or employees will launch no tokens and experiments at the social tokenization edge will continue. Highly doubt this. How could you really be sure that the team is not launching tokens? Unless you're watching them like a hawk. Um, yeah, not buying it. Hot or cold take? Tell me in the comments. The Millennia team sold over 13 million Millennia for 60,304 SOL. That is 8.02 million over the past month while actively managing liquidity. Just more and more of this type of news. Wow. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has arrived at the White House to discuss trade with President Trump. Lots of deals being struck. Treasury Secretary Bessent warned that removing Fed Chair Powell could rattle markets. I don't know how much. Trump is talking about wanting to hire somebody else for the position. I don't know how much it would rattle markets. It sounds like FUD. Um, Recap, here's a 24-hour breakdown of Mantra's OM token collapse that erased $5 billion in market cap. Started on April 13 when the token fell from over $6 to as low as 50 cents in just 4 hours. Wow, look at that. Boom, straight down. Love. Forget about it. Uh, April 14th, Laser Digital denied ownership of wallets tagged by Arkham, calling them mislabeled. Look On Chain found a wallet labeled as belonging to Shane Shin, a founding partner of Sharuk Partners, which received 2 million OM shortly before the collapse. Don't buy it. deny, right? Plausible deniability. I can't wait, until all the bad actors like get what's coming to them. Honestly, former X Factor star Zeroni Violetta sold a song for 1 BTC and generated 340 ETH in sales, but says OnlyFans performers get more respect. How about that, man? Like, girl, that's a you're one of the one like you're a whole coiner now. Forget about it. Like that's a feat. Big props to Zeroni Violetta. I've never listened to her music, but you're a whole coiner now. Be proud of it. DApp reports crypto gaming bills rose, but funding declined in Q1 2025. While the number of investments increased, total capital raised dropped by 28% quarter over quarter, pointing to a more selective and cautious market environment. I agree. They should be cautious so they don't buy rugs and buy serious products and serious builders. Come to stacks. Bullish. BlackRock has bought 30.73 million worth of Bitcoin today. I already covered that. Let's see. Covered that too. Uh, Trump says he spoke with Mexico's president, met Japanese trade officials, and noted that every nation, including China, wants to meet. Talking about these tariffs again. President Trump says Powell's termination cannot come fast enough. It's probably going to happen soon. The SEC will host its third crypto policy roundtable on April 25th, focusing on custody issues with panelists from Kraken, Fireblocks, Fidelity, Anchorage, and more. And yeah, I think that's, oh yeah, this too. So European central banks cut interest rates to 2.25%. I think it was like a 0.25% cut there, and very, very cool, man. I like seeing that in the EU that they are some cutting rates over there. Very cool stuff for the news today. Don't want to keep everybody waiting for too much longer. I want to say a big shout out to Little Dude across the street in the chat and John D. What's up? Hope you guys are having a very, very blessed night. And let's bring the fellas on. We have the legend, Crypto Dude in the house, and the legend of all legends, Jack Bin Switch in the house. If I can get to the button, geez, okay, here we go. There we go. That's my guy. What's up, guys? How are we doing?
What's
Hey, what's
going on?
up?
Yeah,
That
nothing.
was some good news coverage, man. I really look forward to the news segment, because even if you're online as much as I am, you still miss things.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
It's important. It's important the job we have. We have to bring the vibes, take them from right here, and put them up there, and then we also have to bring and cover all the alpha while covering the news. So yeah, I thank you, Jack. I appreciate it, man. I've been practicing in the mirror a little bit. Can you tell?
like Ron Burgundy.
Ron, I'm Ron Burgundy. Oh, dude, I love Anchorman. That's like one of my favorite movies. It's got to be, that guy cleans up good.
You know, you brought up something interesting when you're talking about the Bitcoin miners having, selling so much in March, and I think this is something that more people have to think about. And I'm glad Crypto Dude's here because he knows what's up. He's been in the space a very long time, and like, how do miners get paid? They get paid with Bitcoin rewards and for what? Processing transactions, right? That's your incentive. Now mining is super expensive. Like at the scale that it's done, you have just giant buildings filled with just crazy ass machines working 24/7. Energy costs, up to wazoo. And Landy, if he was here, this is where he could tell you exactly how much mining cost is for the month of March, right? I don't know, but I know Bitcoin's above it. I think I don't even want to say it. He was one of the last times I talked to Landy. He was talking about the mining costs, but anyway, it's above it. The point is, there were very few transactions on the L1 in March. Very few transactions happening now, and I don't know this is why I don't like the Bitcoin as a store of value um, meme so much. That is just so prevalent today. Well, because first of all, what makes it have value in the first place? I think this is important to think about. Scarcity. Well, there's only so many 500-pound people in the world. Like that's scarcity. What's the value of that, right? There's only so many. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not just the fact that there's only 21 million Bitcoin. It's the network itself. It's the ability to do the peer-to-peer transactions, right? So I think that if we find ourselves in a situation because how Bitcoin operates, where blocks are quite small, and even now, like if I just wanted to send you $1 in Bitcoin, um, even with low fees, I'm still going to be paying like maybe up to $1 to send you $1, right? So that doesn't make a lot of sense, and I'm not one of these Bitcoin should be used to buy coffee guys, but I am one of these Bitcoin needs to be used guys
Yeah.
because if miners are unprofitable, because what happens every 4 years? The actual reward that miners get for winning blocks gets cut in half.
Mhm.
So if mining becomes less profitable over time by design, and people aren't using the network and fees aren't being generated because Bitcoin has become my pet rock store of value, how do miners stay in business? How
Well,
does mining stay decentralized? What stops BlackRock from buying all the mining companies and just taking the loss because they own so much Bitcoin? And I think this is a danger that you know is invisible to a lot of people. I don't think it's like a big, clear, and present danger, but it's a possibility. You can't take it out the realm of possibility, and that's why I don't like the store of value meme at all. To be honest, I'm sorry,
yeah,
Griff,
it's
cut you off.
no. I was just gonna say, yeah, the store value narrative is a little bit counterproductive to network volume and transaction, right? So basically, I get what you're saying totally, and I agree, and I do think that there is kind of an ebb and flow that goes with network use in terms of transactions. Like I think, especially over time, that we're going to see more of that. We're going to see transaction volume pick up on the L1, and then that's going to force the transactions to the L2, and then transaction volume on the L1 will die down a little bit, and then that'll create less transactions on the L2 while that block space fills back up on the L1. It's all about finding the optimal transaction fee, right? Essentially for
Right.
your convenience or your use case. And there's the block space ultimately is what I think is the value, right? Because that's the
Right.
distributed accountability, essentially.
Right. That's the real estate.
Exactly.
And this makes sense coming from you because we're Bitcoiners, but we're not maxis. What where it makes no sense to me is when you're a maxi who is like, you can't use Bitcoin for anything, anything being
They're
built
all
on.
HODL only. You're like, wait a
Right,
second, it's not going to maintain the network. It's got to be used.
right. So I really don't understand that at all. I truly like I know I tease maxis and I make fun, but like
I think
I don't understand that. Like,
I think maxis. There's two types of maxis. I think there's the ultra maxis that literally just want to HODL, do nothing, and buy ultra cheap and sell ultra high to buy a Lambo. Those are kind of the weird maxis that make no sense. And then there's the maxis that are like principled and trying to like just ensure that the integrity of Bitcoin is maintained. And those guys should see the value of needing to have volume on the network because without the functional or without the transactional, throughput, then obviously the network is not gonna have a good day in terms of maintaining profit margins and profitability for operators, and essentially it drives the price down if there's less transactions there are, right, and the less the block space is consumed, basically.
yeah, I'm of the opinion that we want to see as many miners as possible in this space.
Mm-hmm.
as many as possible, and
Sure.
there has to be, you know, economics involved with the decision for someone to become a miner, right? Like if we want to start our own mining business and we need to go get a loan, we have to be able to pay that loan back. We have to be able to justify the loan, and like, you know, I don't know,
Mr. Wagme's got his little merch for the BitAxe miners to help
right?
individuals get solo mining set up. I think that's pretty cool. Lots of people should look into that. Even though your chances are, relatively low, or obviously super low compared to like those big operations out there, it's still good to have that out there because you want to make sure that the mining is, not completely in just the big players' hands. You got to help try and get it out to the edges. Because obviously, if there's a handful of major pools out there that are scooping up the majority of that is not good for or decentralization.
Right.
We want the token distributed to as many people as possible, right? So
I found that like it like scratches the lottery ticket itch. So if you like playing the lottery, like you have sometimes better odds with the BitAxe than you do playing Mega Millions. And guess what? You get to play again every 10 minutes.
You have a BitAxe. I want one. I want to get one.
Dude, we were talking
like the never-ending lotto ticket.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We were talking.
Yeah, I have a couple from Fold when they did their collaboration with BitAxe. I have a couple of the Fold ones.
I'm gonna have to get one too, man. Wagme's got one on his Block 9 app, so like I think I might just have to go to his store and buy a BitAxe, and maybe I'm that one person that gets that 3 point something BTC, and I have that lucky BitAxe that just solo mines and wins a block.
Dude, three people that I know of so far have won with a BitAxe.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
That's like a $300 investment,
Yeah.
Minus the cost of electricity.
Forget about
that's a 1,000x return.
Right.
Forget about buying a book of tickets. Go get you a BitAxe.
Totally. Just keep scratching automatically.
A little thing about me, I used to buy some books back in the day. I ain't gonna lie. I bought some books.
But no, that's cool. We need to see mining stay decentralized, and I need, I wish I saw more education related to stuff like this in the space and not so much dogma. Like Bitcoin's a store of value. Just buy and hodl. Don't just end there, man. Like, tell your people why Bitcoin's important, how it works, and what really ultimately could be like a point of failure for it. I mean, do you really want the central banks of the world and the BlackRocks of the world to be the Bitcoin miners?
Yeah, don't onboard people out of get rich or number go up mantra on the Bitcoin, because that's not the way to onboard people. The way to onboard people is sell them on the principles of it, the ethos of it. Essentially why it's important, exactly like you said, and that will grow the network and the user base. And if we have more individual miners, that in of itself will kind of have a network effect to combat against the the bigger players, right? So everybody has their part to play. Just got to get skin in the game, really. That's how you start leveling, really.
That's
it.
Honestly. No, like that's how I look at it. Everyone's got a part to play in this. Not everyone is a programmer. Not everyone is a talker, but everyone has something they can contribute to like help people understand why Bitcoin exists in the first place and why it's a good thing that it does exist.
Yes, the education point on that, everybody has a place or a gap to fill. Like, just get your start. Like, just start learning. Do some research on in this ecosystem, and like you'll get noticed. You'll get picked up. Like, people will start especially with the .btc name. It's such an easy follow for me because then I know you're about like you at least know about BNS, so then like I can talk to you. You know a little bit depending on where you're at. If you just got onboarded, you can it's a good indicator that like you're in it and you're learning about the ethos, right? So like everybody has a place.
Oh, 100%. And speaking of like some signals, I saw 2 tweets today that were pretty phenomenal. One was that there's been more stablecoin transactions recently than I believe it was MasterCard transactions or Visa, one of the two. Might have been both. I'd have to find the tweet.
Oh, damn.
And the other one was there's more lending happening right now, in DeFi than there is in TradFi. Like more lending and borrowing taking place right now. That's insane. Like if you want to talk about signals, there's your signals.
That's a huge signal.
Yeah.
So we're in the right place at the right time is what you're trying to tell me?
That's what we've been trying to tell them for so long, man. Like I say it at least once a day.
Ahead of the curve, right? That's
right.
That's what it means, guys, is you're ahead of the curve. In the right
say
place.
It at least once a day. No, but
it's opportunity.
It's true, man. Like that's huge. And that means that like we're really in a position to get maximum advantage here, right? And you only have so many opportunities like this in your life. Like I remember when the internet companies started to take off. I was still young. I was like 17, 18 when this was going on. I didn't have anyone in my family who knew anything about trading or stocks or anything like that. If I had known then what I know now, I would have worked an extra job and like put everything. I would have lived with my parents until they kicked me out the house, and I just would have been loading up on Apple and Google and everything else, right? But we're in that same position today, and I think the parallel doesn't end there, like because they call it the .com era for a reason. Because like for a while there, any business that was called the .com just got crazy amounts of funding, and stocks went parabolic, and most of them failed, right? Yeah. And so I think there's a parallel there for where we've been in crypto, because with all of us on this show right now, we could start rattling off different protocols and so forth that have just crashed and burned throughout the years, and probably take up the rest of the show with it.
Yeah, it's like the fiat currency graveyard, but for crypto.
But now you're sitting here and you're like, wow, stablecoin transactions going through the roof. There's more lending happening, in borrowing than in TradFi. That shows you that's a direction. Okay, that's what the VCs like to call product market fit.
It's showing the trend towards maturity in the infrastructure and the integration in the infrastructure, right? So that's basically massive signal.
How do you feel about EU cutting rates by what it was like 0.25% or something like that? They cut rates.
And Bank of China has been cutting rates too. It's politics. I mean that's the fact of the matter. Like this is just like one of the small reasons why the Federal Reserve shouldn't exist, but it's just another one you can add to the list. It's just like how before the election, they lowered the rates by 50 basis points, I think. But I think, yeah. But anyway, it was before the election to try to help the incumbent party to have like a better stock market going into election.
If they're cutting rates soon, I'm going to start trading Forex.
Yeah, with the Fed, like I think Jerome Powell doesn't want to foreshadow. I mean, like if he says like, yeah, I think it was yesterday that people got upset. Like if he was acting too dovish, then he would have foreshadowed cuts. But he had to kind of hold the line, in my opinion, so that way if he does do cuts in early May, he's not showing his hand ahead of time. Because historically, we've followed the EU as far as rates go. So if the EU is cutting rates, then the US should be soon to follow, just based on historical data. So even though people are upset at the moment, it could be a whole different story come the next Fed meeting at the beginning of May, and Jerome Powell may or may not cut rates.
Yeah. Well, I hope he does. Obviously, that would be nice. But I mean, there's so much stuff we have to have happen in this country to like improve regular people's lives in general right now, and like inflation is heavily tied to that. So we need to see prices come down. For one.
My computer was just like too much alpha going on. Like you guys are talking about stuff that like you're not supposed to be talking about. This shaking my somebody did something to my connection just now because we were talking about this. Tinfoil hat on. Sorry guys.
But no, it's like people been hurting, man. Like I can't remember where I saw it, but this guy was talking about how like over the summer, food bank usage had reached like an all-time high. And the guy was basically like, it wasn't just like our normal people. He said it was a lot of people, a lot of working families coming in to just get a couple things that they couldn't because they couldn't get all of the groceries they needed, right? So they just needed a few things to get through the week. Like people have been hurting. So I mean, that's one of the unfortunate things right now with the price action of Bitcoin being what it has been, is a lot of people have been priced out from participating and getting any Bitcoin from this, 30K to, to where we are now. And again, like you really hope that people have the chance to at least get a little bit of Bitcoin, because that's important. We don't want, like, I think it's cool in a way, but I'm not a huge fan of like all these corporations just buying just crazy amounts of Bitcoin, like GameStop and so forth. Like, I don't know. I think that like everyone should have the opportunity to have some hard money, but it's not playing out like that at all.
Well, it's most definitely a little bit of a mixed bag of emotions there for me on as well, because you want to see the adoption, you want to see it grow in use case, but then you're like, I don't like seeing companies front run consumers basically, because they're basically going to be able to have more dominance over price action. Not necessarily an ideal scenario.
Well, I mean, it'd be bad if like Saylor didn't preach the gospel the way he did. Like if MicroStrategy was just silently accumulating Bitcoin. Like he's one of the biggest spokespeople of Bitcoin, and I think he's trying to instill FOMO on the masses. It's like, hey, if you're not going to buy it, I'm going to buy it, and I'm not going to stop buying. And I don't care about the bottom. I don't care about the top. I'm going to borrow at zero because I can as a corporation and keep buying this thing. And I'm going to keep talking about it because, you should probably consider accumulating some too. And, hopefully people will start looking at it, especially with massive money printing, massive inflation, fiat currency being printed at will when everyone else has to work for it. Like all these different principles, people should be looking at hard assets that helps protect their value instead of having their value printed away whenever the Fed decides to dilute the currency.
No, you brought up a very good point. Like, he's probably the single most influential Bitcoin evangelist that's existed so far. Yeah. No, you can't take that away from Michael Saylor. He's put Bitcoin on a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit before we went live about like some of the products from like MicroStrategy. Did we want to talk a little bit about like what you were talking about, Shiflet, before we went live?
Yeah. So MSTR is MicroStrategy, and their volatility is highly driven by the price action of Bitcoin because they hold over 500,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Well, there's ETFs that ride the volatility of MicroStrategy, and one of those products is called MSTY. So MSTY is an income vehicle that pays varying degrees of income per month based on how much upside MicroStrategy had in that singular month, because the income is produced by calls options on MSTR as the stock. So Bitcoin does well, that means MSTR does well, which means MSTY may do well as far as an income, as far as whatever that monthly income is. So, Bitcoin maximalists preach store of value, which is very important. You want to be able to save your money in something that can't be printed. MSTR represents something that you can hold in a at a retirement portfolio that is a company stock that has no fees attached to it. You just hold it, and it generally goes up with the price of Bitcoin. Well, while you're doing all this holding, while you're doing all this saving, what about your cash flow? How do you fix your cash flow? Because you don't want to sell your store of value for cash. You would rather hold it, right? Because you don't want to miss out on the future gains, or you don't want to miss out on giving it to your heirs in the future. You have a really big time horizon. You want to keep saving your money in this thing. Well, here comes MSTY. MSTY presents an opportunity where you can buy shares of a vehicle that can pay you a monthly dividend that can help support your monthly expenses, and provide income. So that way it makes you potentially a better holder, because you're less tempted to sell your holdings, and instead you can live off of the income brought about through MSTY.
Yeah, no, that's cool, and that's one of the things that I really like about what is going on in the ecosystem right now. Is it politically anyway? Dude, I think Bitcoin and products like this are going to save a lot of people's pensions.
Yes, dude.
I really.
People aren't going to be able to. I've seen posts about people saying that Social Security is not even going to be. They're not going to be able to pay Social Security. There's too many people at that age, and what's going to happen whenever people what happens when that happens, Jack?
Yeah, I'm hoping that things like Doge actually remove enough of the fraud and the waste, because a lot of that money was used incorrectly to save
retarded shit. I'll say it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's not good.
Saw something about people getting unemployment before they were even born. Yeah. What?
That's
make it make sense.
Good work if you can get it, man.
Gentlemen, I actually have to run, but it's been a pleasure sharing my evening with y'all, and I appreciate y'all taking the time to hang out and chat. Got to plug back in with the family and start getting ready for bedtime.
That's it. Don't miss a minute, brother.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming through, Shiflet. You're always welcome, and we always love a good Shiflet segment, man. Thank you for coming through, brother.
Later.
Hey, take care, guys. Good night.
Good night, man. Yeah, guys, it's so there's tons of stuff going on in the ecosystem. I really liked seeing that Hermetica USDH now powers liquidations on Zest. Maybe we could get a little bit into that, Jack. Did you you were there in that space today, and you saw the news? That's huge.
It's massive. I mean, just overnight, you wound up with $1 million more in liquidity on Zest, right? So I mean, I'm sure we have mostly Stacks people watching right now. So I think everyone knows what Zest is about. It's a lending and borrowing protocol. And so you're living and dying by liquidity, right? And because now there's $1 million in USDH parked on Zest, and basically because there's so much money and so little activity right now, you can borrow it. What is it, like 1.2%? You can borrow USDH?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And you can turn around and stake that USDH. And what's the APY on USDH right now? Last time I looked, it was like 17%.
Yeah, it's like
that's hilarious.
That's free money.
Right? You're just like basically like, thank you.
You know,
it's the ecosystem, free money.
that is free money. So like, it's what's basically happening now is USDH is becoming a conduit for liquidity straight into the Stacks ecosystem, you know, via Zest. And that's massive because that's one of the things we need. We need liquidity. Like, you know, more liquidity means better rates. It means less slippage. It means you get to like make more money. Like when you're borrowing or trading or what have you, it's better for your bottom line. So it's a huge unlock, you know, by far. So it really just represents an evolution of DeFi on Bitcoin via Stacks. And again, like, I think that there's a lot more to crypto than just DeFi. I think there's a lot more to Stacks than just DeFi. But to deny that DeFi is not important or not the meta is directionally incorrect. I think that you know, it's an opportunity for people to, again, like everything we've discussed up until this point, you know, before I was in Bitcoin, for instance, you know, well, I have to go back a little further than that because like I learned a lot, you know, about the world from Ron Paul in the early 2000s. But like when I was a much younger man, I never thought about money or what it was or how you use it. I just conceptualized it as if I do this, I will get paid so much of this, and then I can use this money to do the things I need to do with it, the things I want to do with it. But
not taking your money that you earned and putting it to work.
Right. Exactly. And so, you know, just by having this available to people where, you know, not only are you doing that, but you're essentially acting as your own financial institution, you know, and you're doing these things on chain. You're not having to go to the bank and go do all of these other things. You're really putting your financial destiny in your own hands. And
0% fees on it.
Right. And then on the other end, you do have all of these big businesses and institutions and so forth that are also going to use, you know, DeFi to, you know, do the same things for them. It's up on a much larger scale. So it's democratized, you know, and not everything is democratized. You know, that's one of the beautiful things about this space.
It's a built-in feature, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you wanna buy a company that's you know getting listed on a stock exchange, unless you're what's known as an accredited investor, you can't. The people who get the best deals on IPOs are accredited investors, which means I think you have to have $200,000 liquid or like $1 million in assets. It's something like that. It's out the range of most people. But crypto provides a way for people to just jump right in. And that's one of the things that I think governments and politicians did not like about crypto. I think that the issue is that And Bitcoin made all of this inevitable. You can shake your fist at the sky and get as mad as you want, but you can't put that genie back in the bottle, right? So, yeah, I think that this is massive for the space. I think that it's going to help give people an education that they didn't realize they needed. I know it has for me in a lot of ways. I've learned more about financial markets, and that's the beauty thing about this is you learn more every day. But I know so much more now than I did when I started, and that's great. Now, how long does that last? I don't know, because I think we're not too far away from AI basically just doing just about everything when it comes to crypto. Like, market inefficiencies are going to be a thing of the past. I don't know what that's going to look like in 5 years, but it is nice that you have ways where you'll be able to get on a computer one day and tell your AI, here, I have $500. What's the best strategy to turn this into 5,000 in the shortest period of time? And then it makes it happen. And this is the infrastructure by which it'll occur. That's fascinating.
Yeah, the AI x Bitcoin narrative is huge. Like, we're already seeing teams like AI BTC, where you can like automate your transactions and stuff like that. You're seeing like Bitflow auto DCA into Bitcoin stacks, you name it, SIP10s. Yeah, I agree. It's going to move from a space where you have to know all of these not buzzwords, but keywords, and you're just able to transact. All you're going to need to know is like the words you're going to need to know are seed phrase, and that might even get extracted away, and we have a more secure way through AI to generate seeds and stuff like that. So like AI is going to completely, like, AI and crypto go hand in hand.
Right. And here we are being able to get, STX for under 60 cents, being able to get Bitcoin for under $100,000, and you can see the writing on the wall. and that's why, that's when we say it pays to be early. That's what we're talking about, because the big boys are coming. And, when you look at Bitcoin relative to, the stock market, when you look at the entire crypto market relative to the stock market, it's a blip. If you look at Bitcoin relative to gold, it's a blip. If you look at Bitcoin relative to real estate, it's a blip. So there's just so much upside, because what we're talking about here is literally just a complete change in how we conduct ourselves as citizens and civilization in general.
Facts. I couldn't agree more. This is going to be the future. This is like a decentralized internet where everybody can own a piece, and this is where people will transact in the future. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that we are here establishing these connections with people building, the future, like building the change, like Crypto Dude likes to say. Like,
You're gonna be using BoostX
Yeah.
to buy concert tickets that are NFTs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many different ways you're gonna be buying movies that have been made by AI that are like, your ownership of the movie is an NFT. Like, there's so many different facets. Nothing's being left untouched, and that's why I say there's more to this than just DeFi. But DeFi is a big part of it.
And one last thing I really wanted to touch on, we are at that hour mark, but let me find the bookmark here. How much of this OM nonsense is, or this base stuff, true? Like, saying that, like, I'm seeing that Pump Fund co-founder Alan Cohen is confirmed the team or employees will not launch tokens, and then like, Melania team sold 13 million Melania. Like, all of these bad actors, like, how much of their like save face is true? Like, is there any truth to anything they're saying, or is it only save face, guys? Like, so much bad, like so many big teams doing bad things to people. Like I didn't expect Coinbase or Base, which is directly it's Coinbase's network to have a rug, and it was promoted by the main account, right? Like
Right.
how much can they get away with? Like, do you think anything comes from stuff like this?
Well, I think the Solana guy, put that out as a slap across the face to Base, because they're kind of like, they're really lined up to be their big competition.
Right.
I mean, for me, the way I look at Base or Solana is quite simple. Like, that's where I go if I have a couple extra bucks that I don't mind losing. I have no like big plans surrounding either of those ecosystems. But what I don't like about the Base thing is that, like, the guy in the middle of it, who's catching a lot of heat from that right now, he is crypto native, and I did really like the idea of seeing, like, wow, it lines up so much with what I think. Like, crypto natives are like the guys who could really help you grow your business in here. And like I looked at that, like Coinbase picking like a crypto native to be like, in this elevated position in the Base ecosystem. I was like, that's really cool, man. That's going in the right direction. And then this turned around and happened. So, I don't think that was too cool. I don't like that, but that's only going to work.
Yeah, any type of idea that something like that would happen, or it's just like it turned around and it happened right from underneath them.
I give people a benefit of the doubt because you can't read minds, but I mean, it just don't look good, But like, it sucks. That part of it really sucks. And like, I got a chance to do a space earlier today outside of the Stacks ecosystem. And I mean, it's like you're like to a tipping point with this, rug pull meme coin thing. Like, people are really they're disillusioned about it. It's people just really tired of it. But that's about run its course. It's something, that I don't know how much long it lasted. Longer than I thought it would. But at the end of the day, as long as you still have people who are willing to just blindly ape into shit,
it'll keep happening. Yeah.
The incentive's there for it to keep happening. So people either have to go broke or they just have to get smart. Like,
I hope that we can get them smart before they go broke.
Yeah,
a lot of them will refuse to get smart until they get broke, though.
Yeah, like everyone's got to like pay their dues, man. Like, I've bought a lot of rug pulls in my day over a course of years, but like, there's people new to this space that I know have like bought way more rugs than I have in a much shorter period of time. And it's just,
Do you have the capability of learning,
but
those are gamblers.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't help myself.
Yeah, like just make a crypto casino, man. Like, just gamify the whole meme coin experience and make it a game. I don't know, but like, as long as people keep doing this, it's probably going to keep happening. But like, one of the guys on that space was talking about how like his buddy lost 6 figures on that basis for everyone token. Dude, 6 figures.
Figures, dude, is
wild.
On like I mean, I get it. The main base account.
He got debased.
Right.
That's a good one. Debased. What's up, Rosar? What we got going on, bro?
What up? Saw you guys are still going, so I figured I'd jump in for a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
You got you some rest, man?
I did. No. I slept well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I slept till like 5 p.m.
Nice.
So I saw this cool game, right? And I have to share it with you guys. I can't not share it with you guys. So it's on Abstract, but like Look at this game. All right, so everything you need to get started on Roach Racing Club, a hybrid racing game where you trade your roaches to victory. Let's listen to this. Let me turn down the music real quick, and let's actually listen to like what makes this game tick, because this would be something really, really freaking cool.
Racing is a gamified trading competition where you predict real-time crypto prices in a fun, fast-paced race. Each roach has its own crypto attached to it, like Solana, Ethereum, or Pango. You're the coach managing NFT roaches. There are 2 game modes. Arcade, which uses your roach's energy and lets you earn mutagen. Or Pro mode, which costs tracks to enter, but if you place in the top 3, you'll earn tracks. How to play. Open a position and bet on the chart going up or down, aka longing or shorting, and close it for a speed burst if you're right. Think of each race as a mini trading tournament. You and other players make market predictions, like, will Bitcoin go up or down? Good call, your roach sprints ahead. Bad call, your roach slows down. The skill comes in timing those entries and
Really
exits.
bad call, your roach
Strategy
died.
and speed both matter. Over time, you level up your roaches, customize their gear, and refine your tactics. Winners earn mutagen tokens and loot boxes as prizes. Basically, play well and you can snag valuable in-game assets or crypto rewards. Because it's on abstract, transactions are fast and feeless. So the gameplay is smooth even though it's all on-chain. Every race is winner takes most, so it's a game of a bit of skill and luck. And even if you're not raking in tokens yet, you're leveling up NFTs that you own and could trade later. Oh, and don't forget to charge your roach before leaving the game. They want recharge automatically. In short, play, compete, and earn in a way that's as entertaining as it is rewarding. May the best roach win.
You
Roach
see,
rate.
that is brilliant, and this is why you don't sleep on abstract. But look at that. So not only do you have evolution and NFTs, not only do you have GameFi, not only you have SocialFi, right? Like that is something that people will participate in regardless of bull market or bear market, and that should be the gold standard for what you're doing in crypto, what you're building, as far as I'm concerned, right? And that's brilliant. Like that's what I advocate for us to have more of on this chain, right?
We
Because
have Text, we have a subnet, we have like the tools now to do stuff like this just
right,
within the last few weeks.
right. And we have DMT NFT technology where you could level up your NFT, right? I mean, it's just
You see where I'm going, Jack?
but
Like,
that's the brilliance of this. This is why you never you never say never in crypto. You never say NFTs are dead. You never say DAOs are dead. You never say DeFi's dead because you're too early. There's always more innovation, and that's brilliant. Like you'll have streams set up around that. You'll have all of these other things. Like we need more of that. Like that's one of the things that I've been advocating for, you know, here because you're gonna see there's a huge social aspect to crypto. Said it a million billion times, and that's an example of that right there.
Rosar, what do you think of that? Rosar went back to sleep or he muted his mic.
No, I'm here. So I was tabbed away. I mean, it's cool. I guess I don't know. It seems sort of like like a gamified prediction market, right? Isn't the
Yeah,
gist of it?
yeah, pretty much.
With the NFT crossover,
Yeah.
right? And so you're hitting on a lot of cylinders, and
Yeah, I mean,
the social aspect.
these things are cool, but I feel like they're just sort of like regurgitations, or like
Reskinned.
just like I don't know. Like I don't think any combination of these things is new per se. It's just like a new mixture of things that
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
but I mean, Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in it, right? Like,
Yes,
Back
back
when
when it
it
was
was
good.
good.
Yeah, we should have kept that recipe the same.
Shoot,
I'd probably be
where
drinking
would
more of it.
technology be today if they just kept Coke in the Coke?
right? But
Yeah,
like, oh, go ahead, Razar.
I was gonna say, pull up that as screen share again. I want to show you guys something I just made with ChatGPT.
Oh, okay. You want me
Yeah,
to pull up?
yeah, just pull up screen share and look at my latest post on X.
Who is Dan T?
Dan
Oh,
Trevino.
That's Dan Trevino from
Dan
Boom.
T just jumped in and then jumped out. Dan, get in here. Get in here, dude. Yeah. So you're on X. You said go to your page on X. Is that what you said, Rosar?
Oh, wife's home, guys. I got to roll. It's dinner time.
Dinner time.
Oh,
Dinner
All
time.
right.
Have a
I'll
good
holler
one.
at y'all later.
later, Jack.
Thanks, brother. So were you gonna share your screen, Rosar, or did you want me to
No,
go?
I'm just on my phone now. I don't know if I can.
Did you get stacks yet? Okay, so is this? Do you get stacks yet? And is that what the
I
post?
think it says, "Do you get it yet, Stacks?" Or
Okay,
did I type it wrong?
no, no. Let me. I'm probably reading it wrong because I'm Russian. I'm not Russian. I'm Filipino, but I'm in a rush. Do you get it yet? Stacks. Uh, Bitcoin backed, secure transfer QR, scratch to reveal, public verification. Verification. It sounds like fellatio.
Yeah, I
Public.
mean, ChatGPT is not great at spelling, but
I know.
with images.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But
But
this
yeah,
is the
I felt
concept.
like I've been having to explain this more than I thought I would, but I guess that's pretty usual for me. Like
Well,
I'm,
you have a visual.
Welcome to being a nerd. That's the nerd life right there, bro.
yeah, like I'm like hitting up like founders of the DeFi projects and stacks and different like companies, and like they
Those
don't get
meetings.
it initially. It's like you guys got it way faster.
Well, dude, it's because we interact with you a lot, and then we
I
like we
guess
talk,
so.
so we know
Well,
your
it's also about
mannerisms. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
like
it's about taking the time to put the examples out there, and probably the willingness to listen is also a huge factor.
yeah. It just for me, it's like this is it's very it's kind of obvious. Like it's like I use this printing press example because that's what it kind of feels like. Like right now, we live in an era in crypto where it's like only the experts like know how to do this stuff. You need to know how to use a wallet. You need to do all these things. Like it's like back in the day where like only like people who had the skills to like read and write could like transfer notes. But it's not like this. Like we can manufacture at mass like written word. You know, we can like put these things into the physical realm and then distribute them to people who don't know how to do these things, which is like the vast majority of the world. You know, like what percent of people actually know how to use crypto? Like really use it? Like less than a percent. Even like if studies show like 10% or whatever number use it, like they don't really use it. They just use like a website with like a centralized exchange. You know what I mean? Like for them,
yeah,
it's not that different from stocks.
yeah.
But
The
if we really
centralized.
want the world to use crypto, we need to make it in a format where they don't even know they're using it, like this. And that's why I feel like this is like a printing press level invention, where it's like we can mass produce this into a format that is easy for laymen to use and transfer and operate with.
I agree.
That makes sense.
Yes, I agree. So you are creating a printing press, and you had to give somebody a visual representation of what you have created. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like what would be printed? You know what I mean? Like the things that would be made.
Right. Yeah, like it's made for spreading ideas. I get the meme. The meme was
Yeah,
great.
I mean, I would have preferred the last slide just be like a face palm, but that's what
Yeah,
ChatGPT
just
did. I did a couple versions, and that was the best one. So you gotta
dude, the
just go with
face
what
palm
worked.
would have been hilarious, but I don't think then they would miss the point that it was the printing press that he created.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you get what you get.
I thought it was a great meme, dude. It was chef's kiss good. So like it's we got a base take here from V9. V9, welcome. Uh, very low percentage of people who know how to, and then what do you guys think of Dogecoin with the Musk backing it? Is it still a meme coin at this point, or is it a valid investment? Go ahead and tell them, guys.
Doge.
Doge.
I mean, everything's fucking bottom market right now. Anything's a good investment. But if you're gonna buy something, buy some charisma, man. I could use the fucking support.
Buy
I never
some
sold a
stacks.
goddamn dime of that token. It's a rock solid investment.
There you go. Buy some stacks, swap into some charisma, back a base builder in the ecosystem.
Yeah,
If you
backup base. We were talking about like, decentralized investing. I mean, I feel like we already got that. Just buy charisma. Like that's the retail way to invest in me.
we got to work
Invest in
on
what I'm
like,
building.
of course you've got to like get your VCs and then all of this to build that and then this and that and the third and
Yeah, I mean,
then
it's just a
charisma.
matter of scale. You know what I mean? Like, $10 isn't really gonna do much, but like, sure, if 1,000 people did $10,
Start.
that might make a difference. But Stack System does not have 1,000 active buyers in it right now.
Yeah, and I think what Crypto Dude is building with like decentralized DAOs can really help with like decentralized DAOs on X. That's the key part. Can really kind of benefit crowdfunding, right? Like you can get
Yeah.
onboarded with the .btc name. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah, I
Crypto
was
Dude.
gonna say leveraging the Signal wallet integrated with X or with BoostX, so we can basically kind of bring the power of a DAO to X. It's pretty sick because you can queue up the signature requests, basically on X, and then kind of finalize them with the Signal wallet.
That makes sense. I mean, when you say DAO, I thought something much, much more involved. Like, that almost just feels like multi-sig, like,
Yeah, I'm
I don't
using
know.
DAO very loosely there. It's not like some
Yeah.
sort of like deep governance, and,
Yeah, like
protocol manipulation and
writing
updates and stuff.
proposals that are smart
Yeah,
contracts to
yeah.
execute. Yeah. DAOs is a very
Minimal.
deep area.
What is minimal house?
It's just basically being
Let's
able
hear
to
this.
have a signature threshold for your multi-sig wallet, and that's basically a governance model for your funds that you share.
Yeah.
You just kick on the
Play with different
techno.
soundtracks.
You're all
I got a little
techno.
head bob going on.
Dude. I'm trying to house music for Rosar, dude.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I think
feel
it's
it.
going to be pretty sweet though, because I mean, think about it for artists and collaboration, and because you could have names all and owned by the vault, and then those names could be your display names, and then everybody's working collectively on X to do their grind, and then all the boosts that they receive all funnel into the same vault, and then they can collectively decide how to spend that money out of that vault, obviously, and they can obviously do that multiple ways, including via BoostX.
What is charisma? All right, so V9 is asking, laugh out loud charisma, laugh out loud why charisma, laugh out loud I too invest in what I believe in and would love to buy some. What is charisma? Charisma is a governance token for the Charisma DAO. And I'll let Rover explain.
There's a separate token for governance. Charisma is just sort of the value token. Like, it's just like, it's effectively just investing in all the shit I build. That's really all it is.
Yeah, you're investing in Rosar.
Yeah, it's basically my brand
Rosar
token.
is so you're investing in Rosar. Rosar is the winner of the Biddle Battle, which was a competition it was a hackathon, is what they call it, for builders in the Stacks ecosystem, and he won with Blaze. The Blaze protocol is a subnet, is layer 2 to a layer 2 that batches transactions, takes transactions off chain, and then batches them together, and then finalizes them on chain. So
Yeah.
that's only one of the base things that
It's fucking magic.
only
That's what
one.
it is.
And then we already discussed magic, fucking glorious. So yeah, like if you're interested, V9, follow Lord Rosar on X. That is at Lord Rosar. Follow at Crypto Dude. Follow at GPSC_STX. And reach out to me and I can help you get onboarded, man. We are really trying to like help educate people to empower themselves via Bitcoin or through Bitcoin via stacks. So reach out to any of us. I'm sure that we'll help you onboard. These two guys right here, they're building, so probably have their heads down most of the time. If you need help, reach out to me, GPSC_STX. I hope you get onboarded. I'll tell you where to go, what to do. Get you a leather wallet.
Did you see that DM I sent you on Discord?
Uh-oh. Let me see a little something right quick. Hold on. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. It's just basically it's not obviously finished. There's some styling and some missing elements in the presentation, but it gives people an idea of what I mean when we say featured profile pages. We're injecting a little diamond icon, a little diamond button next to the follow button for the featured artist. Then click that and then open the modal. It opens this modal.
Look at that. Your modal's starting to look
this
a little
is-
cleaner. UI is shaping up.
Yeah, so
You're using some linear gradient.
Got some gradients involved.
Yeah.
Yes,
Got
I
some
see
fonts and
that.
some
Yeah,
formatting. Look at that.
fonts and then like the gradient here, like the color
I
transitioning
see
to
you,
another
Crypto
color.
Dude.
Yeah, I was trying to match your
dude.
color scheme for your hoodie that your Giga Pepe has.
Hell yeah, you did it very good. You did it very good. So let me read this real quick. So Giga Pepe V2. Giga Pepe V2 is the flagship collection of the Giga Pepe Spaceship Club. Collect your gigas. There is an interdimensional Pepe for everyone. So with BoostX, you will be able to claim soon a Giga Pepe V2 NFT directly from X. So there will be a little, if you have the BoostX Chrome extension downloaded, you'll be able to mint Giga Pepe V2 directly from my page on X. Very based, very cool, very exciting for me. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, I'll send you the screenshot of when the modal's close to the little action bar, so you can go the little diamond next to your follow button.
Okay. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I gotta bring that back up too. Let me get into this too. That's sick. I like that. So that would be like that pops up the modal.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, when you're featured profile, you'll have a custom button here. Basically, a custom profile button that's depending on the type of featured profile you are. It will have different icons, right? But you click that and then it opens that modal that you've seen in the previous screenshot.
It's trying, guys. It's trying. So if it kicks me out, I'll be right back. But my computer's chugging along, trying to share this screen and pull up what that mint button will look like. Here we go. So if you can see here, this diamond right here, if you have the BoostX Chrome extension downloaded, this will be on a featured artist page. You click this, and that's what will pop up. You click this, it goes to this right here. Giga Pepe V2, like, and it tells you, and then you can claim. So that's sick, bro. That is sick. I'm very excited. That's going to be fun. And of course, interacting with the different protocols on stacks directly from X, sending and boosting different posts, social fi on X, the different flywheels that they're putting together. Yeah, sick.
And then we're also going to be having the crypto cash mining and stacking. So people, when they're boosting, could be mining for crypto cash. So you'll basically be mining tokens on X, basically. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so let me just make sure. So Okay, wow. So investing in a developer, is that Lord Rosar, Crypto Dude, and GPSC? Here, let me just put it in the crawl real quick for you, V9. Just want to make sure that you get it all, everything that you need real quick. Here,
By the
let
way, I
me-
minted some Giga Pepes.
Hey, let's go, my boy. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. There's a lot planned for the Gigaverse. I mean, like I've cooked a lot for the Gigaverse, and then getting the Galactic Art Collective together, like sourcing local artists for talent. It makes sense. I'm getting all of that put together, and I've been kind of getting it together as it comes, like building the plane in the air. But regardless, I'm still building. Lord Rosar and at crypto dude underscore BTC. And you're just Lord Rosar straight up, right? Rosar?
Yeah, that's my Twitter. My
Okay,
X
cool.
handle.
Just making sure. I wanted to make sure that I show not this one. Where did it go? See, I'm telling you, my computer is literally chugging. It's like, dude, you've been running me since 7 o'clock this morning. What are you doing right now? It's trying to break down on me, but I won't let it. Let's see. Probably gonna pull up the wrong one.
Grinding
The
that thing.
Finder is brought to you by Skullcoin. Yeah, it's literally at its last like piece of bandwidth before it's like, okay, I'm done. You guys are done streaming. It might end up being you guys closing out the show in a second if I don't give it a break. But I don't know where it just put that freaking crawl. I have no
That's
idea.
fair.
It's like, yeah, forget about it. It's showing Finder instead of the guys, and right now my computer is just like, no, you're not even going to be able to scroll anymore. You're not going to even be able to click in stream. You're just going to stream 24/7. It's mocking me at this point.
Hey, Rosar,
One of those things.
how's,
Man, we go through this.
how's the Blaze coming along?
Boom.
Good. I haven't tried. I mean, I've been asleep since I last spoke to you, more or less. But I was gonna get back on my PC and try and see if I can deploy that contract. Because there was just like some little, like little minor edits I wanted to make to the core contract. But I'm getting up to like the last few release candidates, and at which point I think a V0-1 or something would be in the works. And then, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I'll probably work on the SDK a little bit too, but maybe update the little test website. I kind of want people just to play around with it and get like a structural understanding of how it works, so I can get some feedback on it. Because I think the test site is functional enough to like you can create like off-chain signatures and
And you're
distribute
still
them or
you're still leveraging your own wallet, right? So you got your own extension wallet, and
I mean, I'm probably going to like put the Signet work on pause for a little bit, just because it's sort of, I don't know, like I gotta pick my battles here, and I'd rather just focus on the protocol and making it work with the existing wallets before I make like the whole like like
yeah, I understand.
invisible transaction stuff. Like people can just use like standard signing features in their wallet while we get the whole platform, like the base layer
Strapped
all
up.
finalized.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I was just curious on what, because I was like, I knew that was going to be the, basically your, one handful of project, with one aspect of it, and then the wallet side of it is most definitely its own beast. So I was just curious
The
on that.
wallet is a ton of work, but it's like the wallet is like more work than anything else, just because it's like how like extension development is. It's like
Yeah.
time consuming.
Yeah, it's not as nearly as convenient for stereotypical web development. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and like even when I finish it, I need to do like a lot of testing and publishing, and like, I mean, realistically, I should get that thing audited before I even take it to like any sort of mainnet or like like say it's ready for use. So it's a longer road, and I'd rather just focus on like other stuff in the shorter term.
I can
I
appreciate
get that. Yeah, dude. Like prioritizing, getting it all like
Yeah,
fleshed
like
out,
I
getting out.
went wide for the hackathon because I want the full picture to be like the full vision to like be visible and
Yeah,
understandable. But now I need to go back like deep and narrow and like focus on like be targeted with like what I'm working on.
yeah.
So
I see it. I
Art.
see it. You'll get it. You'll get it. You'll get it together, and then like all the pieces of the puzzle will come together, and like the UI on it is gonna be like flawless because like you're really good at like making good UI. Like I remember like working with you on MemoBots,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. My
Sick.
my focus now is just building like a really strong platform. It's like the good smart contracts and a good SDK, and then because like there's so many different things you can do with this stuff. Like there's the physical notes, there's stable coins, there's like predictions. Like there's literally if you can like imagine. Like it's basically it takes all the blocks that made developing on Sex hard, and now you can just do anything you want with it. So there's like infinite ideas, and I just want to make sure that it works for all these infinite ideas, and I get myself kind of out of everyone's way to start building on it.
Yeah, it most definitely you got to pick your battles because it would, time is the most precious resource in this battle, really. So
Yeah,
I can
yeah. Like I
appreciate that.
can't be taking like 6 months to deliver like a single feature. Like I gotta get this like
Right.
get like a stable thing out that's clearly documented on how to use it, like out in a month or two, and then just let people like go wild with it, build like crazy stuff. That's the goal.
Big facts. And speaking of time, guys, we are at that moment, that very good moment. I want to thank you guys for spending your time with me because time is your most valuable asset, and you guys are building some really great stuff. I gotta eat. Your boy gotta eat, so I gotta go cook some
100%. Yeah.
dinner and stuff. Yeah, but I want to go around, like go back to you guys, and just any final thoughts, any final vibes that you want to put out there to the ethos guys, like we usually do, and just speak your truth, and I'll shoot to you first, Rosar.
Yeah. I don't know. Follow me, check out my posts, comment on them, share them, like them, retweet them. That helps for engagement. I was just reading this little X post today about someone who like he worked in the WWE and he was backstage and he was saying how one thing he noticed is like sometimes there'd be like wrestlers who like got boos in the crowd or like worse they would get like silence, and what they do there is they just like on the speakers they just play like crowd noise and cheering, and then when they do that people just
Placebo.
start clapping and following along because the world is full of NPCs, and if they see something, they see like a really incredible post on it with no likes, they just don't even register that it's an incredible post.
Holy
So
shit! Man.
I fucking
yeah, just liking and putting activity on shit I'm doing is helpful because it's important stuff and it's an attention economy, so it helps.
big facts. Go out there, follow Lord Rosar on X, like and share,
Yeah,
comment.
hit that notification bell too while you're at it.
Knock that. I'm talking about like not just push it. I'm talking about get a hammer and
Yeah,
smack that
crush
notification.
your mouse clicker. Absolutely destroy it.
Yeah,
You
like
got
like
it.
I'm take it and then just So
Yes.
handle your business, guys. Go follow Lord Rosar. Uh, thank you, Rosar. I appreciate you and all of the things that you're doing for this space, bro. Crypto dude, what's up? How we doing? Any
Hey,
final thoughts? Anything to put out to the ethos tonight? How we feeling, brother?
feeling good, everybody. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. Shameless plug. Go hit the follow, hit the notification. Get the notifications. Also, go ahead and get Boost X installed from the Chrome store. That's a good idea, probably. If you want to help, get the word out. And also, if you got it already, appreciate the reviews on the Chrome store. Also, join our Discord. That helps. We're growing the community there as well. Trying to get some stuff prepped for future there. Also, if you got any features you want to see integrated, let me know.
Big facts. Big facts. You better be following Crypto Dude. You better be following BoostX_app on X. You better be in the BoostX Discord to stay in the know. These novel innovations going on. You have to stay in the know. Support your local builders that are building for you. Follow Crypto Dude. Go like, share, comment, give feedback. Get active, guys. Get mobilized. It's not going to be, the markets aren't going to be like this forever, and it's going to pick up, and it's going to be very fast. So don't get left behind. Huddle on, stay strong. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys coming through tonight, and I look forward to another based episode with you guys. I love kicking it with you. So thanks for coming through tonight, guys.
Thanks for
Later,
having us.
man.
Right on. I'll catch you on the flip side. And this has been another based episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we bring your favorite Giga Brain Astronaut Scholars together, including my dog Bruce, to bring you the latest news, the alpha, the big boy talk, conversations about markets, news, etc., all of that, while kicking out high frequency vibes. I am your boy GP with DeOrganized Media, bringing you another awesome episode. Be sure to tune in at 7 p.m. ET, Monday through Friday. We may take a day off tomorrow for Good Friday. I'm not sure if we'll do an episode or not, just depending on what my family has planned. So I'm going to be playing it by ear. So if you miss me tomorrow, catch me again on Monday. Tune in for the Let's Go Morning Show at 8:30 a.m. ET, Monday through Friday. And at 9:30, play Find Turn with the crew for your chance to win SIP10 assets. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Have a very, very blessed rest of your night. Peace.